Welcome to Explore and Discover. If you're anything like me, you dream of sparkling city lights in Paris, sipping coffee on a Venetian balcony, waking up in a cozy mountain lodge in Switzerland. But there's a twist. I'm traveling solo, and I want all this luxury without emptying my bank account. My name is Eva. I'm obsessed with beautiful places, amazing food, unforgettable moments. I believe you don't have to be a millionaire to feel like one. Traveling alone was a bold step. I wanted more than the usual backpacker hostels and rushed group tours. I wanted my travels to feel special, even if my wallet disagreed. So I set out across Europe, determined to find ways to sprinkle a little extra magic onto every day. With smart planning and an open mind, I discovered that luxury is not just for the super rich. In fact, sometimes it's about seeing things differently. Every train journey, every cobblestone street, every sunrise felt uniquely mine. The freedom was incredible, and the challenge of finding affordable luxury only made things more exciting. Luxury is a feeling. It's waking up in a sunlit room, enjoying a quiet breakfast, and knowing that today holds something special. But luxury doesn't have to mean splurging on five-star hotels every night. For me, it began with a shift in mindset. I started to research boutique guest houses, local B&Bs, stylish Airbnbs that felt exclusive but came with reasonable price tags. I quickly discovered the power of timing. Traveling in the shoulder season, those magical weeks just before or after peak tourist times, meant lower prices and fewer crowds. Suddenly, charming hotels in Florence and rooftop terraces in Barcelona became affordable. I signed up for deal alerts, compared prices, and wasn't afraid to negotiate directly with small hotels or hosts. Food is a huge part of luxury travel. I love to taste a region through its cuisine. Instead of expensive restaurants, I sought out hidden local gems, bakeries, and bustling markets. Picnic lunches in Parisian parks, street food in Lisbon, and family-run trattorias in Rome brought delicious moments with authentic flair, all without the hefty bill. Best of all, I realized that some of the most luxurious experiences, like sunrise walks along Prague's Charles Bridge or free art exhibitions in Madrid, cost next to nothing. Luxury is about living well, not just spending big. Planning is everything when it comes to pulling off luxury travel on a budget. I became a master of research. I checked comparison sites, read travel blogs, and even reached out to locals through social media groups. This way, I found unique experiences that most tourists missed, like a private olive oil tasting in a family's home in Greece, or a sunset cruise on Budapest's Danube River for half the usual price. Transportation was another area where I saved big. Instead of expensive flights, I booked trains and buses in advance. Rail passes, like the Eurail, let me jump from city to city without spending a fortune. Overnight trains were my secret weapon. They combined transport and accommodation, letting me wake up in a new city, ready to explore. I also made a habit of looking for city cards or local passes, free public transport, skip-the-line entry, and discounts at top attractions. In places like Vienna and Amsterdam, local walking tours, often run by passionate guides, gave me insider perspectives for just a few euros or even free with a tip. Flexibility became my greatest asset. I let last-minute deals guide some of my choices, saying yes to opportunities as they came. By staying open and curious, I unlocked luxury moments that no guidebook could promise. Certain places across Europe stole my heart. Each offered a unique taste of luxury, even on a budget. In Paris, I found a charming attic apartment in Montmartre, complete with a tiny balcony overlooking the rooftops. Mornings started with fresh croissants from the bakery below. Simple luxury. In Venice, I booked a gondola ride shared with fellow travelers, splitting the cost, but not the experience. The Swiss Alps were a dream, but high prices made me nervous. I discovered mountain guest houses with breathtaking views, far from the tourist crowds, where a warm bed and hearty breakfast came at half the hotel rate. In Lisbon, I joined a sunset sailing trip along the Tagus River, sipping local wine as the city lights flickered on. Budapest was another highlight. I spent a morning at a thermal spa enjoying centuries-old baths for just a few euros. Later, I indulged in a Michelin-starred lunch, taking advantage of special lunch menus that offered world-class cuisine at a fraction of dinner prices. Each city taught me that luxury is found in moments, not just things. From the lavender fields of Provence to the colorful streets of Porto, I learned to look beyond the obvious and find the treasures that made my trip unforgettable. Food and accommodation can make or break a trip. For me, both were chances to add comfort and joy without overspending. I aimed for boutique stays, places with character, places with history, places with maybe a view. Often, smaller hotels and guest houses included breakfast, saving both money and time. I loved discovering rooms with balconies, rooms with vintage furniture, rooms with local art on the walls. Dining was always an adventure. I learned to ask locals where they ate. This led me to a tiny tavern in Athens serving the best souvlaki and a bakery in Vienna with pastries that tasted like heaven. I often chose lunch over dinner for fancier dining. Lunch menus were cheaper, but just as delicious. Farmers markets became my go-to lunch stops, offering fresh regional flavors. Sometimes I treated myself. Afternoon tea in London, tapas in Seville, a wine tasting in Bordeaux. Sharing meals with new friends or chatting with hosts brought warmth and connection to each meal. In the evenings, I often found free events, concerts, art openings, or city festivals. These experiences, more than any fancy meal or hotel, created the memories I'd cherish forever. If you want to travel Europe in luxury without overspending, start with research. Look for deals on boutique hotels, unique stays, local experiences. Use comparison websites, but also check direct bookings for special offers. Don't be afraid to message hosts or hotels to ask about discounts, especially for longer stays or off-peak dates. Travel in the shoulder season if you can. The weather is still beautiful, but prices drop and crowds thin out. Book transportation early and explore options like train passes, buses, shared rides. City cards can offer huge savings on attractions and transport. Always check what's included before you go. For food, skip tourist hotspots and follow the locals. Try lunch menus for gourmet meals at lower prices and visit markets for fresh, affordable bites. Splurge on one or two special experiences and savor them. Look for free or low-cost activities. City walks, art shows, local festivals add richness to your journey. Most importantly, stay open and flexible. Some of my best experiences were unplanned. A spontaneous invitation, a hidden cafe, or a last-minute deal on a stunning hotel. Luxury is about enjoying the moment, wherever you are. Traveling alone across Europe taught me so much. At first, I worried I'd feel lonely, but every day brought new faces, new flavors, new discoveries. With no set plans, I could wake up and decide what I wanted. Climb a mountain, wander a city, relax with a book by the sea. The freedom was empowering, and it felt luxurious in its own right. I found joy in the small things. A sunrise over the Danube, a quiet street in Florence, a heartfelt conversation with a stranger. They all became treasures. I learned to trust my instincts, navigate new places, and handle challenges with confidence. Solo travel made me braver and more curious. Most of all, I discovered that luxury is a feeling, not a price tag. It's about slowing down, appreciating beauty, and treating yourself with kindness. Traveling on a budget made me creative, resourceful, and grateful for every moment. I wouldn't trade these experiences for anything. So if you're dreaming of Europe but worried about costs, know this. Adventure, beauty, luxury are within your reach. All it takes is a little planning and a lot of heart. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.